Okay, Shelby, here's your next assignment. It is a little bit tricky, okay? Okay, so, and I need to write down the perfect squares, okay, so I at least have them. And you keep using that sheet that you had, because you are going to need it on this. Okay, so 1 is a perfect square because it's 1 times 1. 4 is 2 times 2. 9, 3 times 3. 16, 4 times 4. 25 is 5 times 5. 6 times 6. 49 equals 7 times 7. 64 is 8 times 8. 81 is 9 times 9. And 100 is 10 by 10. 121 is 11 times 11. 144 is 12 times 12. So we got that sheet now. Okay, now when you factor a problem, you got to know how many terms it has. 1, 2, so 2 terms. So whenever there's 2 terms, I need to look for a greatest common factor and then see if I have a difference of perfect squares. Okay, so GCF, do we have a negative in front? No. Do we have X on both of them? Yes. So X, and then let's check out 6. So 1, 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and then I'm just back to 3. Okay, so let's see if we can divide these by something on this list. So 6 divided by 6 is 1. 18 divided by 6 is 3, so 6 works, okay? So 6x is the GCF. So 6x, 6x. So that's 1x plus 3, and that cancels. Now, is this a difference of perfect squares, okay? No, because you got a plus there, okay? So since I have a plus there, it's not a difference of perfect squares. So I go ahead and cross this out, and this is my answer, okay? Okay, my next problem. Here's 2 terms. You need to find a GCF, and then see if we have a difference of perfect squares. Okay, so GCF, you have a negative there. You don't have X on everything, so no X. So let's check out 3. So 1 and 3. 3 divided by 2 is a decimal, and then I'm back to 3. So let's underline these and see what we can divide by. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 75 divided by 3 is 25. Okay, so 3, okay? So I'm pulling out negative 3. So negative 3, negative 3. That's going to be 1, and since I'm not dividing by x, that stays to the second power. And then 75 divided by negative 3 is negative 25, so put minus 25. Okay? Now, is this a difference of perfect squares? You have a minus, and 25 is 5 times 5. And by the way, x to the second power is on here too, okay? Is 1 on the list? Yeah, it's 1 times 1. Is x to the second power on the list? Yeah, it's x times x. So that's 1x times 1x, okay? 1x, 1x. So this is a difference of perfect squares. So I put 1x, 1x, and then 5 and 5, okay? Now that negative 3 right there, try to remember to drop that down. Negative 3, just drop it down, and that's our answer. Okay, the next page. 1, 2, 3, so we have 3 terms. So I'll go with the GCF. And with 3 terms, we make our T, okay? So GCF, do you have the negative in front? No. Do you have X on everything? No. 2 is your smallest, and you got just 1 and 2. Now let's see what we can possibly divide that by. 2 divided by 2, 4 divided by 2, that works. 48 divided by 2, all that works. So I need to put 2 in the GCF. Then go divide by 2. So that's going to be 1x to the second minus 2x minus 24. So A, B, C. 1 times negative 24, so we take A times C, is negative 24. Okay, so I'm looking for a difference, meaning I'm going to subtract to get to 2. So 124, nope, that's not 2. 24 divided by 2 is 12, okay, but I'm still, 12 minus 2 is not 2. So 24 divided by 3 is 8. 8 minus 3 is not 2. 24 divided by 4 is 6, so 4 and 6. 6 minus 4 is 2. So there we have it. Now, once I find that, what does my A equal? My A equals 1. So if the A is 1, we just need 2 parentheses. I do not need 4. Because 1x squared is just x times x, and then the 4 and the 6. Okay? So I have minus 2, so you got minus 6, and difference means they have to be the opposite. Now that 2 right there, try to remember to drop that down in front of your parentheses that you end up with. Okay? Okay, my next problem. 24x to the second plus 6x, again, it's 3 terms. So I'm going to look for a GCF, and then instead of dots, we use our T-chart. And we need to, okay, so GCF. Do you have a negative in front? No. Do you have X on everything? No. And then 6. 1, 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and then I run back into 3. So let's check out 6. 24 divided by 6 is 4. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 9 divided by decimal, so 6 will not work. Now let's check 3. 8, 2, and 3. Okay, 3 works. So I need to put 3 out. So it's 8x to the second plus 2x minus 3. So A times C, always 8 times negative 3 is negative 24. So since I got a negative, I'm going to look for a difference that is going to equal 2. Okay? That's not 2. 24 divided by 2 is 12. That's not 2. 24 divided by 3 is 8. That's not 2. 24 divided by 4 is 6, and there's 2. 6 minus 4 is 2. Now, this time the A is equal to 8. Okay? So since it's equal to a number that's not a 1, I want to make 2 sets of parentheses and lead off with the 8. So it's x second, that goes x, and then we use the 4 and the 6. So I had plus 2, so we got plus 6 for sure, and difference means they're opposite. Okay? Now let's check these out. Let's check out 4. So 1 and 4, and then I get twin factors at 2. Now see what we can divide by. Can we divide by 4? Yes, we can. So let's divide by 4. And that's 2x minus 1. Now scribble all of that out because it's no good anymore. 8 and 6. So 6. 6 divided by 1 is 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Let's see what we can divide by. 6. 8 divided by 6. No. 6 divided by 6, nope. 6 won't work. Let's try 3. Okay. 8 divided by 3, nope. Let's try 2. Okay. 8 divided by 2, 6 divided by 2. That works, so I need to divide by 2 here. And that is 4x plus 3. Get rid of that. It's no good anymore. Okay. Now this 3 here, remember to drop that down if you can, please. And that's factored all the way, completely. Okay, my next problem. There is 1 and 2 terms. So 2 terms. So I will look for a GCF. And then I will see if I have a difference of perfect squares. GCF, do you have a negative in front? No. Do you have x on everything? No. 2 is your smallest, so 1 and 2, and then that's it. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, 72 divided by 2 is 36. So I should divide by 2. So 1x to the second power, remember it stays to the second because I'm not dividing by x, minus 36. I get rid of that. Do you have a dots here? Well, you have a minus for sure. 36, that's 6 times 6, okay. 1x to the second, well, 1 is 1 times 1, and x to the second is x times x. So this is going to be 1x times 1x, okay? 1x, 1x. So 1x, 1x, 6, and 6. And that 2, just drop that down. Okay, next, 2 terms. So again, I'm looking for a greatest common factor. And then I want to see if I have a difference of perfect squares. Okay. So GCF, you got a negative in front? Yup. You got x on both. Now let's check out 6. So 6, you got 1 and 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So 6 divided by 6 is 1. 12 divided by 6 is 2. So negative 6x is the GCF. Okay, so I divide by negative 6x and negative 6x. So that's positive 1. Now x second divided by x means it goes to x. 12 divided by negative 6 is minus 2. Okay, and then those cancel. Now go cross that out. Now do you have a difference of, well, you have a minus, don't you? But where's 2 on the list? I don't have it, so 2 is not a perfect square. So we cross that out. We can't go any further, and this is the answer. That's all the further I can go. Okay, next. Now you're dealing with 3 terms. GCF, and then we're going to see if we can use our T. GCF, you got a negative in front? No. Do you have x on everything? No, 30 doesn't have an x. 3 would be your smallest, so 1 and 3. 3 divided by 2 is a decimal. And let's see if we can divide. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3. And 30 divided by 3 is 10. So 3 is a winner. But just 3, not 3x. 3. So that's 1x to the second plus 3x minus 10. Okay? Now A, B, C. So A times C, that's a 1 times negative 10. And that's negative 10. I'm looking for a difference, a lot of differences, that equals 3. Okay? 1 and 10. 10 minus 1 isn't 3. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 5 minus 2 is 3. There you go. What does A equal? 1. So since A is 1, I just need 2 parentheses, okay? And just put it as x and x. You don't need to put 1x there, don't need it. And then 2 and 5. So I've got plus, so plus 5 for sure. Difference would mean they're minus. Okay, now take that 3 and remember to put it down there. Carry down your GCF. Okay. Next problem, last example, 3 terms. So I got my GCF, and then I'm going to do my t-table. Okay. Okay, so GCF, do I have the negative front? No. Do I have x on everything? No. 8. 1 and 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 8 divided by 3 is a decimal. Then I'm back to 4. So let's see what we can divide these all by. 1, not 8, 4. Nope, not 4. Try 2. 2. Okay, 2 works, so 2 is the GCF. So 2, now divide all these by 2, and we get 4x to the second minus 5x minus 6. Now cross that out because I don't want to use those anymore. So A times C, 4 times negative 6 is negative 24. Difference of 5, okay? 24 minus 1 isn't 5. 12 minus 2 isn't 5. 24 divided by 3 is 8. There you go, okay? Now what does A equal? A equals 4, okay? So if A is not a 1, you need 4 parentheses. So I take the 4 and lead off each with it. And then x to the second goes to x, and then 3 and 8. So I've got minus 5, so you got minus 8, and difference means they're the opposite. Okay, so 4 and 3. Let's look at 3. 1 and 3, and then 2 doesn't work, so it's just 3. Okay, so 4 divided by 3. That's a decimal. And the only thing left is 1, but dividing by 1 does us no good, so that'll stay 4x plus 3. That goes away. 4, 1 and 4, 2 and 2. So you can divide by 4. Yeah, so 4. 1x minus 2. Okay. My GCF's 2, so put that in front. Carry down the GCF at the end of the problem. Okay. Now, I'm actually going to help you set up these problems. All 4 of them. This has 2 terms, so we look for a GCF. And then see if we have a difference of perfect squares. If we don't, cross it off. 2 terms, so GCF. And then see if we have a difference of perfect squares. We got 3 terms here, so GCF. And then I will use my t-table. We also got to know what A is going to equal. 3 terms, so GCF. And then I will use my t-table. Okay,